Mark my words, this anime is going to likely be the best anime of this season, and likely one of, if not the best animated shows of this season that you just won't hear about. Hold on. Yes! What are we talking about? This show is Heavenly Delusion. Heavenly Delusion is a production IG passion project. It's getting a top tier adaptation with amazing visuals on par with shows like Chainsaw Man and Mob Psycho. Okay, slow your roll, debunked. If this show is so impressive, then how come I'm not hearing about it? Or how come I'm not hearing about it enough? Well, it's simple. This show is locked behind Disney jail, which is why you will not hear about it that much. Well, what does being behind Disney jail actually mean? Well, to understand this, we need to talk about the shows that Disney has picked up. Shows like Bleach's Thousand-Year Blood War, Tokyo Revengers, and Summertime Rendering to be the big ones. All three of these shows, since they are controlled by Disney, not appear on other streaming services like Crunchyroll. Instead, for international services, they are put on Disney Plus, and for the US, they're locked behind Hulu. This is a massive issue, considering the fact that a lot of these shows will not get the same recognition because of it. Obviously, Crunchyroll can promote and show these shows as much as possible, but that is not the case when things are locked behind Disney jail. Great example is you heard a lot more about Tokyo Revengers when it aired in 2021 when it was releasing on Crunchyroll versus how much you're hearing about it now. All this to say is Heavenly Delusion is in a really bad spot because of all of this. And what's even worse about Heavenly Delusions is it didn't even come to Hulu till a couple days after it released. So if people actually wanted to watch the show, they had no way to do so outside of pirating the show. So a passion project even, with one of the craziest adaptations that are going to happen, is not only being locked behind the streaming services, but you can't even hear about it and watch it on time. So yeah, Heavenly Delusions did not get started on the right foot. However, the messed up streaming service situation aside, this is a really good looking project, no question. The entire episode we are presented with some gorgeous scenery and art direction. The cinematography of this show is just top notch, it's actually crazy. And this show is coupled with some of the best names in the industry. For example, Shingo Yamashita, who animated this portion, he was also the person who directed things like Chainsaw Man's opening, and he directed both of Jujutsu Kaisen's openings, and he animated in the infamous Naruto vs. Pain fight with that "my pain is greater than your" scene.
俺の痛みはお前以上だ!
Just from the first episode, the series sets up with some really good character acting. Just from Chainsaw Man and my feelings on it, you guys already know how I feel about character acting in an anime. Kana Ito, who's from shows like Boruto, Wonder A Priority, and many more, delivers some cuts of character acting in this episode. My favorite, and I feel like the most expressive character acting, is done by an animator known as Shuto Onomoto. His cuts have a real lifelike but also real soft feel to them. And this type of character acting is present through just about the entirety of the episode. Also, I love these faraway shots from the hypothetical camera. Just really cinematic and just really good to point out. There was a small bit of action in this episode, but if there's more action in this series and it just ups the ante from this scene alone, we are definitely in for a treat. I like the sense of movement here. It feels uninterrupted as one action just flows to the next. I also love this cut. The pipe barely moves in the screen. The motion of it is depicted by the lines on the ground and the pretty cool effects animation on it. Also, there's an umokoshi eye, which is a distorted eye that helps transition into the girl spinning around on the fence. That's a really nice touch. And they want to keep kicking things up with a really nice camera rotation. Obviously, this is made possible with the 3D background. It helps complement the characters as everything in the foreground perfectly lines up with this 3D background, and it's stunning. And the scene as she fires her bullet, as it hits the pole with some stunning effects animation. It's not just the fire liquid effects that are on this pole, but also the wind effects look amazing. Also, this wire has some really nice mirrors on it because why not? As it falls down with some really nice debris effects as well. We end this episode with a really amazing cut of this bird monster appearing in front of the house. Animated by Ryota Furukawa, it has this really good sense of weight, obviously due to some of the effects animation. Just a heavily detailed design is actually crazy. It reminds me of how detailed something like the Bat Devil was in Chainsaw Man. You guys have to understand how difficult it is to draw something like this, especially with as well animated as it is. Birds and other animals do not have the same anatomical structures that people do, so they're much harder, especially with designs like this, and it's pulled off effortlessly. The show is a passion project and it shows. With some stunning visuals and a god squad, a super team of animators on the project, it's going to fit right in with a lot of the other ridiculous passion projects that we've seen, like Chainsaw Man, Mob Psycho, Mushoku Tensei, and many more. It is truly an adaptation that's going to blow people away when they see it. It's just really unfortunate the circumstances surrounding this anime, just because of all the Disney and Hulu locking behind certain restrictions, and the anime obviously not coming to streaming services on time. The show is not going to get the recognition it deserves, which is incredibly sad because of all the passion the staff had put into this anime. And once again, you can clearly just see how passionate the staff was with this production, just from episode 1. And just because of all the work that went into the show, I really do highly recommend the show, just for the stunning visuals that it has. With that being said, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, and you want me to talk about other anime, I'd love for you guys to leave a like and subscribe, and also ring that notification bell so you can get caught up whenever I post, as we're almost at 400 subscribers, can you believe it? And also have a fantastic day. I'm Debunked by Aaron, signing out.